What's up, YouTube? It's the J-Rex here. And, no, not J-Rex. This is my different channel. This is, Vanilla Bop. But, for this channel, for this video, we will be talking about, the common complaints about the Venus Project. So, just in case anybody does not know about the Venus Project, the Venus Project, basically, you know, to put it simply, the Venus Project is, I want to try to use like simple words, so to not confuse anyone, to not confuse myself with like technical jargon, but to put it simply, the Venus Project is, to put it bluntly, basically, robots do all the work, and humans are free to live life as they wish. That's like basically just to put it simply. Robots do all the work, humans are free to live life. And to explain that a little bit more in depth, the Venus Project is, like, you got robots basically cooking the food, building our houses, supplying us with our energy needs, solar, wind, hydrogen. The robots will basically build the houses, cook our food, supply us with our energy needs, and the robots will basically do all of this for free. So, for example, you could go to like a research, or no, you could go to like a, what do you call them? Like the city center, perhaps. You could go to the city center, and then you could push buttons on a computer, and you can tell the computer what kind of a house you want. Oh, I want 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, I don't know. I want a house that can, I'm a musician, I like music, so I would like a house that would suit my musical needs. And you type these all on a computer, on pushing buttons, what kind of a house you want. And then, basically, your wish is my command. Your wish will be granted, and some robots outside will pretty much like just build your house right there, right then and there. You tell the computer what kind of a house you want, you tell the robot what kind of a house you want, the robot will build the house just the way you want, right then, right there. Basically, comes to food, you can go, I don't know, you could go to like a restaurant in the Venus Project, and it'll be like the finest quality of food, 5-star filet mignon, or whichever it is that you want to eat, whatever is considered, whichever is considered fine dining nowadays, like top of the line, 5-star, like mwah, like just luxury food, 5-star food, the best food you could ever imagine, made by robots. And the robots will take over from the finest chefs in the world. These robots will learn from the finest gourmet five-star chefs in the world, and the robots will learn how they chop up the food, how they dice the food, how they cook the food. They'll learn everything, and they'll take after the best chefs in the world, and they will cook you the finest foods from around the world. So, and yeah, so like this is basically, and humans are just free to live life as they wish. They don't have to worry about going to work. They don't have to worry about paying the bills. They don't have to worry about surviving. Everything's already covered, everything's already taken care of by machinery, by computers, by robots, by technology. And humans will basically just be free to live life as they wish without a price tag. Now you would think, this sounds like a beautiful, amazing, wonderful world. I would love to live in a world like the Venus Project. You would think that there would be people that feel this way, but for some reason, humans, people just love to find reasons why such a beautiful and amazing and wonderful system will not work. Humans will try to find a way. It's like people don't want beauty and wonder, and it's like people don't want a good life. It's like they don't want to have a super awesome amazing life. It's like people don't want that. It's like you give them, like, you tell them about such an amazing, wonderful world they can live in, and they will find any excuse to tear down such a wonderful idea. And they will find ways to tell you why such an amazing, wonderful world will not work. It's like humans like suffering. It's like humans like pain and suffering and misery. It's like people want to be miserable. But I don't know. But maybe they're just being honest. Maybe they do have some genuine questions for the Venus Project, and maybe there are people out there that do want the Venus Project to work. They do want the Venus Project to succeed, but it's just they have some genuine questions about the Venus Project, and they would like answered. And Jacques Fresco tried his best to answer these questions while he was still alive. We miss you, Jacques Fresco. We wish you were still here. But Jacques Fresco tried his best to answer these questions. But unfortunately, there were still some questions that were not answered. So I would feel like I will try my best to answer these questions. And I will take all of the information that I gathered from the Venus Project, from learning from Jacques Fresco, his teachings, and unfortunately Jacques Fresco was not able to answer all the questions before he passed away. So maybe I can maybe take all of the teachings of Jacques Fresco, try to answer them the best I can based on my knowledge of the Venus Project, and maybe this will help people gain some different perspectives, some further insight into the Venus Project, how the Venus Project could possibly work. But as far as I know, these are 3 common questions people have about the Venus Project, and based on my knowledge, based on my experience, based on what I've learned from Jacques Fresco and the Venus Project, I will try my best to answer these questions and help gain some further insight for people on the Venus Project. So let's give it a shot. And if I find any more questions along the way, I can make another video answering more questions. Or if anybody has any questions in the comment section, they can add it in the comment section. But this is a very common question, or a very common statement that people say. Number 1, people will be lazy. So people say, oh, well, people are going to be lazy. You know what? I think there's actually a lot of questions. I think I'm just going to answer 2 questions for now, depending how long this video takes, because I know people complain about videos being too long. I'm trying to keep it 15 to 20 minutes. So question number 1, people will be lazy. So this is a common question or statement. People say, oh, people are going to be lazy in the Venus Project. What are people going to do? Like, when you don't have to work anymore, when you don't have to pay bills anymore, you don't have to survive, what are people going to do? And then people are like, well, people are going to be lazy. People are going to be lazy, and people are not going to have anything to do. So it's like, if they don't have to work, what are they going to do? Just sit at the house all day and do nothing and just be lazy? We're gonna end up like Wally. We're gonna end up like Wally, while where everybody's just fat and lazy, and they weigh like 300 pounds, and they just they drive around in their what do you call those, wheelchairs? They drive around in their automated wheelchairs and just stuff their faces with pizza while they just continue to get fatter and lazier. So I don't think that's the case. This is a really, because this is a very like opinionated statement, very opinion, like the way that you can answer this question. A lot of people can be like, well, that's your opinion, that we don't know for sure that's going to happen, that's just your opinion, we don't know if what you say will be guaranteed to fix the problem, but we don't know. But I mean, we could eat, I mean, I don't know, can we just say that's an opinion too, that people are going to be lazy and they're not going to do anything? Can we say that's fact? Can we say that's true? Do we know for a fact that people will be lazy if they don't have to work anymore? And I will say, coming from my personal experience, I don't think that will happen. I don't think people are going to be lazy and just sit at the house and do nothing, knowing that everything is free and they don't have to work anymore and there's no more bills and food, energy, the house, everything's free. I don't think people are just going to sit at the house and be lazy and do nothing, while hell freezes over. I don't think that's going to happen. But, I mean, I can only say from my personal experience, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, people might say that's just an opinion. We don't know if that's true. But coming from my personal experience, somebody would actually have to live a life like that to see if it's actually true. Now, me personally, no. I don't think it's true, because when I was unemployed, when I finally reached a point in my life where I did not have to work anymore, and I was just like sitting at the house and doing nothing, it gets really tiring. It gets like, I don't know, it's like when people say like retirement is like the pinnacle of life. When you reach retirement, you are like living like the best years of your life. But I'm telling you, like, when you live a life similar to retirement, when you have all your needs like taken care of, and when the bills are getting paid, you don't have to work anymore, and you got money coming in, and you really don't have to work anymore, and like you're finally living the retirement life, you just like you sit there and you're just like, is this all that it's cracked up to be? Is this what retirement is supposed to be? Oh my God, you realize retirement is not as great as you thought it was. Like, you're just sitting at the house, you're doing nothing, like all your bills are paid and taken care of, you got all the food that you need, and you got all your needs taken care of. You're just sitting at the house and you're just like, man, what do I do? I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and man, this is getting exhausting. I gotta do something, man. Like, you're just sitting there, you're just watching TV or something, or you're just sitting there just staring at a wall. You're just like, man, I gotta do something, man. This is all that retirement is cracked up to be. Me sitting here at the house watching TV. This is not what retirement was cracked up to be. And you're just like, man, I gotta do something. Like, you're just like, you gotta get off your butt. You gotta get off your butt and do something. Like, you just start to come up with excuses. You start to come up with things to do. Like, you're cleaning the house, or you're taking care of like the yard work outside. You're cleaning up the yard outside, cleaning up the house inside. And then before you know it, you're doing educational stuff. it got to a point where I was like watching like educational videos on YouTube, and I was like just trying to learn something. Like I was basically going back to school, like in my own kind of way. I was watching just like a bunch of YouTube videos, trying to learn something new, trying to gain some education, trying to gain some further insight into life, and how the world works, how life works. So it's like eventually it just got to the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna go back to work. So like eventually I went back to work, and I just like I'm working again. I don't have to work, but it's just like I feel like I want to do my part to contribute to society, and just sitting at the house all day just watching TV. I mean, it's nice. Sitting at the house watching TV is nice to an extent. Like, you know, it's nice. But when you're doing it all the time, 24/7, it just like, you're just like, man, is that all there is to do? Just watching TV? It's nice in short bursts. It's nice, you know, every now and then. But if you're doing that every day, you're just like, man, I need something else to do, man. I need some variety or something, or I need to contribute to society. I need to contribute to society, and I need to go back to work. So it's just really strange how that works. Like you think retirement is the peak of life, the pinnacle of life, but when you actually live retirement, when you actually get to like basically just do whatever you want, you would think that person would take the utmost advantage of that and just sit at the house and be lazy and do nothing. You know, because this is a life, right? Sitting at the house doing nothing, being lazy, watching TV, stuffing our face with junk food. This is the life. You would think. But after a while, you're just like, man, I need something to do, man. I need to go back to work. And I think that's what's going to happen in the Venus Project. When everybody's needs are taken care of, when everybody's needs are taken care of, they have all the food they need, they have a nice house to live in, no bills, you know, got all the energy that they need, all the electricity that they need for their house, clean water, clean air. When they got everything that they need to take care of, they're gonna be like, I need something to do. Now, what are people gonna do in the Venus Project? Now, that's something that I'm very curious about. I'm curious as to what exactly people will do, because there will be no more marketing jobs. There will be no more jobs where you just like, you work at like Walmart and you're selling knickknacks to people. You're not gonna be like working at McDonald's flipping burgers, cooking up burgers. Like, the jobs of the Venus Project will be very different from the jobs that we know today. We're not gonna have people working on the grill cooking burgers. We're not gonna have people working at Walmart selling knickknacks to people. We're not gonna have people working in like the law firm. We're not going to have, there's not going to be lawyers, there's not going to be cops, there's not going to be police. Now that's opening up a completely other question, and I might just have to start making a series about answering Venus Project questions like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the jobs in the Venus Project will be completely different. There's not going to be any cops. There's not going to be any cooks. There's not going to be any salesmen trying to sell you things, because there's nothing to sell in the Venus Project because everything is free. So you're going to have a job selling. So it's going to be completely different. What kind of jobs there will be in the Venus Project, who knows? Who knows? We would actually have to live the Venus Project to see what kind of jobs will be created. Now, my best guess would be there would be like more, it would be more of like a cultural and like scientific kind of jobs in the Venus Project, because you don't have to like work anymore. So what are you going to do? So you would probably go to the museum, and you would probably maybe the art gallery, and you would contribute your art to the museum, or you contribute your art to the gallery, and you meet other people at the gallery, and you share your art with each other, and then like you form like a club. I don't know. You form a club and then you have get-togethers where you share art together and you talk about art together and you talk about how the art makes you feel, you know? Or there would be like music festivals. You would go to music festivals and there would be people playing music and then you contribute your music to the music festival, and then you have like a weekly gathering where you play music every week together, and then you're playing music for the citizens of the Venus Project to enjoy, and you all form a club together and you play music for the people of your city or your community. You know, it's gonna be crazy. Science. You could go into science, and you know, you would probably work with other scientists and try to find new discoveries about how space works, or try to find new cures for viruses, or find new cures for diseases, or you'd be trying to find, I don't know, the cure for cancer or something, or I don't know, or you would try to find, or you would probably go into the robotic field and figure out how to make robotics more efficient, or to make robotics and computer technology more precise and more accurate, more intelligent. All right, you would work with other scientists and engineers and figure out how to make the city run more efficiently. I don't know, better piping systems, better housing, and then you could implement these new engineering strategies into the computers or the robotics, and make the computers and the robotics run more efficiently and make the city run more efficiently. All right, it's like, I don't know, you know, you guys get what I'm getting at. It's like people will find other things to do, and then people are like, well, what if I want to be a cook? What if I want to cook? All right, I don't see why we could not make that happen. Maybe there could be like a barbecue festival, where the human cooks can cook barbecue because they have a passion for cooking, and then they can all the cooks can gather together and cook together, kind of like what we do now. Don't we have, like, you know, like pie festivals or something, or like where you can go and try other people's food at like a festival, and like people share their foods together, share pies together? Don't we already have something like that? And then they decide who's like the best cook or something, who's the best pie baker. Don't they do stuff like that already? It'll be like kind of like that in the Venus Project, and then people can just like cook foods together and share their foods together. And then, I don't know, maybe people can decide, oh man, who makes the best apple pie or something. I don't know. You can have like a fun little contest or something. I don't know, and just have a friendly competition. And yeah, I know the Venus Project tries to, the Venus Project states that competition will not be encouraged. Competition is not encouraged in the Venus Project. The Venus Project would like there to be no competition, but I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, well, what's the harm in having a little bit of a friendly competition? I mean, I don't know. Just, or I like this apple pie. This, I don't know. Just get together and just talk about the foods that you like. I don't know. If there's no competition, talk about, well, what's your favorite apple pie? What do you like about that apple pie? What's your favorite? What do you like about this burger? What's so great about this burger? Oh, you like the burger because of the tender, the tender bread. I don't know, the tender cheese, the gooey cheese. That's what you like about the burger. I was gonna say tender beef, but supposedly in the Venus Project, there's not gonna be any meat. There's not going to be any beef in the Venus Project too. Supposedly, all the beef is going to be lab grown, and the beef is going to be synthetic, or according to Jacques Fresco. So we might not even have beef or chicken in the Venus Project. All the beef and the chicken's going to be lab grown, synthetically grown. But like I said, that's not to say, but people are going to be like, well, I want to have my beef and I want to have my chicken, okay? If I cannot have my beef and cannot have my chicken, I'm not going to I'm not gonna do the Venus Project. I mean, there's nothing in the Venus Project that technically states you are not allowed to have beef, alright? Like, if you want to have your beef, you can have your beef. So, you can eat your meat, you can eat your beef, you can eat your chicken. That's fine. If that's what people want to eat, they can have that. I'm going off topic here. That's a whole nother conversation. But, like, there's nothing in the Venus Project that says that you cannot have your beef. However, Jacques Fresco does state that he would like to focus away from like meats and focus more on like lab grown, synthetically grown meat. And Jacques Fresco does say that the meat is going to taste exactly like regular meat. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. So I don't know. That's a whole nother topic. But okay. So everybody gets what I'm saying, right? So I think that's everything I need to say. And you know what? This one question took up a lot of time, so I'm gonna have to save the next questions for like another video. I'm gonna have to make like a series out of all these questions. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a good one. Bye.